Hey everyone, how are you? Are you ready for my topic? How many of you remember that song, How Are You? Good afternoon, good afternoon. This is Juanita McDonald. How are you doing? How many of you remember this song? I decided to add a little music to it just to kind of go with the title. How she's a brick. This song brings back lots of memories. Hey Liz, how are you? Keep it playing. You remember trying to dance to this? This is so cool. I'm looking at the video and it is so, I mean, it's just like so nostalgic. Mighty. Man, what was your favorite dance to that song? And I don't know, what were we doing back then? Gosh, that song is like very aged, and the Commodores were really bad back then too. Oh man, wish. Yeah. No how to please. Is that good, Liz? All right. All right, we're going to cut it in. We're going to end it tonight. I hope you enjoyed that song, and I hope that it brought back lots and lots of memories. I thought that would be the perfect opening. Both my left feet, yeah, that would be me. I thought I could dance though, but wanted to get into my topic. Let me just kind of open up and give a few little shout outs. As you know, Juanita McDonald with Rediscover Me. And Rediscover Me is here to help you to rediscover the me that you want to be. And we focus on the 3 pillars, which is lost identity plus lost self-esteem equal lost purpose and direction. Hey Patrick, thanks for the thumb up. And so today was a very interesting day, and so I wanted to, and it sparked the conversation that I wanted to have with each and every one about our body type. So as you know, with me, I have to make my notes, so you'll see me look down. It does not mean that I'm disrespecting you or anything. It's just that I want to stay on topic. And I'm hoping that this is going to be a very engaging topic that we'll all be able to talk about some of our accents that we love, some of the things that we don't, why we have issues, or if we don't have issues, how much does that play into self-esteem. So with that being said, let's just dive right in and tell you why I wanted to talk about this. And today, some friends of mine and I were having a conversation with a beautiful, and I must say a very beautiful lady of age, and complimenting her. And then all of a sudden, you know, we asked her, "Hi Tiffany, how are you?" But we asked her, why did she, thanks Cherise, you know, why she wore certain things. You know, the dress was like this old antique style dress, and for me, I love antique clothing, and I love the way that women wear those outfits today. How was your day, Tiffany? Well, as I was talking to the lady, me and a few other ladies, as we were all talking, she pointed out that the way that she wore her dress which she had added sort of like that. Remember the old cans, the underskirt that they put up under the dresses way back that were itchy and, you know, irritating? Well, she had one up under her dress, and it really just accented that dress, and it just looked so beautiful. But she pointed out that she did it because she was covering up her butt. She, you know, she wore certain styles to not bring attention to. And so I got to thinking, you know me, I'm like, but you're beautiful. It was good. It was good trying to get rid of being sick. Yeah, definitely rest will help. Tiffany said that she was she had a good day, but unfortunately she's a little sick and under the weather, but she's trying to get rid of a cold. So we know how that summer weather is. I hope you feel better. But this particular young lady, as she pointed out about trying to camouflage her bottom, her butt, it got me to thinking about how we are built, and how some of us have better accents than the other, I guess you can say, or more accents than the other. I won't say better. I'll say that you know, some of us are a little endowed. Let's do it like that. For me, I have the legs, the big baseball legs, and not baseball legs, but the big legs and the big butt, and no breast until after menopause. And then everything just started growing, and I was just so amazed at that. But for other women, you know, they may have the big breast, or they may have, you know, different things that are a little bit more endowed than the other. And so the question that I have is that why do we cover up how we were made? You know, why do we hide behind those flaws? Or what? Let me rephrase that. I'm sorry about using that word. I don't think that they're flaws. I think that, you know, we may be a little bit more insecure because we automatically feel that an individual's eye goes to a particular area. Is that the case with you? That's what I would like to know. Is that the case with you? Number one, what area that you may be a little bit more self-conscious of, and why are you so aware of it? Shame and scared to hear what others say. I can see that. I can see that. As a matter of fact, let me see, what did it say? One of the key reasons that came from body image, from my research, body image states that the key reasons for this is that their appearance is central to how they are evaluated by other individuals. So, how much control do we give a person? Do we realize we're giving a person that much control over ourselves, over our body, over how we think, how we act? I know for me, and one of the things that I realized, I want to say in a Sharice, hi Sharice, how are you? One of the things I noticed in a relationship, I was in a relationship, and and we broke up. It wasn't really it didn't end very well, but the individual that I was talking to made the statement to another female. He was apologizing because I had dark skin. This individual had light skin, was light skinned. Hi Marcus. And so as that individual was talking to him, he was apologizing. He was like, you know, she's been out in the sun, I'm sorry, but she's a little dark at the moment. And I sort of cut my eyes over at him, and because I was in their house, I kept everything very cordial. But after we got to the point hey Cherise, after we got to the point where we could have a conversation, or really a fuss out, you know, I pulled him aside and I asked him, you know, what is your problem with my skin tone? I don't have a problem with the way that I look. I feel like I'm a very beautiful woman. Miss Tiffany states, my breast and butt gets too much attention, and I love and hate that. Plus have hips and thighs with a hourglass shape. The shape gets looked at more. And that's true. We do. It does, you know, because I know that when I walk in a room, you know, it's like all eyes on me. And I do feel a little insecure, but I have learned to embrace that. And I feel like that people that do, you know, that when you walk in the room, I feel like when you walk in and you walk in confidently, you actually bring a sense of shine to someone. And yeah, I went off. Trust me, I went off, Tiffany. Hi, Sharani. And Liz said, okay, Liz, I'm gonna have to see that one again. Skirts. Yeah, and I can see that. Hi, Mary. And you know, some of us have like really skinny legs. My girlfriend Lisa pointed out about her legs, but for her, I think, you know, I look at her and she's so beautiful and she's tall and you know, she's so like a model to me. But everybody is not that tall. I'm not tall. I'm short. I'm a really at times, depending, I feel like a little shrimp, and depending on who I'm standing next to. And hi, Sandy. Hi, Shalana. Glad you guys are here. We are talking about your body image. Is it a blessing or a curse? And so I want to hear from each and every one of you. What do you think about yours? Hey, cousin. And so, you know, is it a blessing or is it a curse? I feel like we were made in the image of God. And this is what I pointed out to the young lady that sparked this conversation. When I talked to her about how beautiful she was, I'm like, but God made you. You know, God made you. So if you were made in the image of God, then why is it that you are insecure about, you know, how the way that your body is made? One of the things that I've found is that even when you're trying to cover up or trying to find clothes that accent your body, for me, because I was very athletic, I can put on different things, and no matter what I put on, it still conforms to my body. And I've tried to, you know, wear loose fitting dresses and things, and because of the way my body is proportioned, it falls short. I can't get it right one way or right the other. I remember way back in the Commodore days when Chic jeans used to, well, before Chic, the Levi's, I couldn't find a pair of Levi's that could fit my bottom. They either fit my thighs or they fit my butt, but they would never fit. Everything would never fit correctly. Hi, Vera. And so I had a difficult time. And if we bought, and I believe when Chic came in, that became more of a form fitting for women, but I think that wasn't until like what, the 80s. And so, you know, that it was very difficult for me. And so, and if I did find the ones that fit the thighs and the butt, they had that big old gap in the back by the butt, so it created a problem. And so, and the other part of it is that, you know, the breast, I didn't have breasts, not until menopause. So those were my little things, but you know, I liked it that way. I liked it that way. I didn't think that that was a big problem, but for this particular lady, that was. Now, one of the things that I looked at in Psychology Today, they did a study, because I was concerned about, you know, how much does this affect the self-esteem for women? And during my research, I noticed it showed that one statement showed that men were less, didn't have a self-esteem problem based off of their body types. But women, that they did another survey and found that young women had as much self-esteem as men. Had as much self-esteem as men based off of a 2014 study. So does that mean that the older generation have more self-esteem issues than the younger generation? Or, you know, is it just all the way around? We all have full self-esteem. You know, our body does not create a problem for us. I don't know. You tell me. Because to me, I just see beauty in all people and all things. I don't look at the imperfected areas. Now, I do know that, as we age, our body becomes very stubborn to change, stubborn to diet, stubborn to, as we are trying to lose weight. And all of us, and I know no matter what your age is, we battle with weight. But, when your body is going through that, what do? Let's think about that one as well. Now, I read this statement from Darius who says, what makes you awkward in one season will make you relevant in another. What makes you awkward in one season will make you relevant in the next. So, does that mean that when we were young and everything was intact, that was a great time, and now that we're old, we're suffering from it? That was the thought. That was my thought at that particular time. So if those seasons have changed and we have all of those issues, those issues cause us to develop even more self-esteem problems. I don't know. Let's think about that one. Chime in and tell me what you think on that as well. Now, BuzzFeed pointed out that black women have trouble finding both social recognition and helpful care with their body type. Now, Tiffany said that she has to cut out the food we love as our body rejects it, and that's not right. Yeah, I believe you, Tiffany. I'm with you on that one. I think it's so unfair that we have to change our diet so drastically. Now, what I've noticed is, Tiffany, you've made a drastic change in your diet, and you've been posting about all the weight that you've been losing. My question to you is because of I'm going through menopause. So are you going through menopause? And if that's not the factor, what was your blockers that caused you that help you to be able to get through and start losing all of that weight? And how is it affecting you now? Or were there any blockers? Just so you guys know, Tiffany Jordan is from Alabama, Dothan, Alabama, and she has been documenting the types of foods which she has been doing and drinking gallon. She generally holds up this big old giant gallon of water, and she's marking off how she is drinking that large container of water, and she's been and picturing her weight, and she does have wide hips. Now, we do have wide hips, that comes from having babies. So when she pointed those things, she's pointed that out and documented it, and I think that is so commendable of you, because it gives that form of accountability. And I noticed that she took out, I want to say, sort of a vegan-like, not quite a vegan, but a lot of starches. Am I correct, Tiffany? Tiffany, Elizabeth Hall says, Tiffany, we do have to learn to eat what is healthy and good for us, and eating what we want because we look like it. Yes. And we're coming up on the holidays too, right, ladies? We're coming up on the holidays, and that is going to be the worst, because I'm one of those people that love to cook for the holidays now. That's the only time. But Tiffany said the blockers were good, and how much I love it. I love bread, yes, cheese and sweets. So I had to let it all go a bit. Yeah, that was me. And what I found is when I am on that little diet plan during the week, I'm good. But when I get to the weekend, it's like ice cream is calling my name. Just the ice cream for some reason. And I think lately I've been wanting, no matter what, it's just something sweet all the time. So that has been that biggest blocker there for me as well. So another question, have you found that certain clothes don't accent, let me see, that's not the right word. Does certain clothes that you wear create a major problem for you? And I know one of the things I know, like with me, my daughters, I have one tall daughter and the other three are short. They're shorter than me. I'm 5'4". So they're like 5'2", 5'3". And my oldest and my next oldest daughter, she's about 5'9". And so I can put on, if I put on my daughter that are my oldest daughter's clothes, then they are like short. If I put on a dress and she's just 1 inch shorter than I am, then it doesn't fit me. Like, she'll come out and I'm like, gosh, that is so beautiful on you. I'm slightly smaller than her, so I can fit the clothes, but because she's 1 inch shorter than I am, they don't fit well. They don't look as good as it does on her as it do on me. And like my friend Liz, she can walk in a room with a pair of jeans, and because of the way that her body is built, again, like I said, she looked like a model walking through the door. And I've seen her in everything from jeans to evening gowns, and I would swear, you would swear that Tyra Banks is like walking in the room. And so, but for me, I couldn't put those items on because I'm not as tall as my friend Liz is. I'm that little 5'4" person, and going into the shops, because I am African American with a big butt, and now the large arm, not quite that large, but large arm. I'm finding that just finding things to fit and fit me comfortably, and hi Kwan, and not causing me to be yes, not causing me to be sweaty and miserable. Those are the hardest things there. So your body image, a blessing or a curse. And I think for us now, I'm making this statement, you correct me, but I think for us now at this stage, it is not necessarily a curse, but a piece of work that we have to work diligently on. Is that the case for you? And if you have ideas, different things that has worked for you and your body type, shoot it out there to us as well. Khakis are evil to me. Khakis? They have always gave me trouble because of my hips and my thighs. Really? Now that's a new one. And again, I guess it's just one of those silent things that we take for granted and don't pay any attention. Because I love khakis, and they're like that, those go-to slacks and casual pants, and you can dress them up, dress them down, and it works. But wow, that is amazing. Hey Sandy, I am tall. Yes, you are. So trying to find clothes to fit in length. Plus I wear 4-inch, 4-inch heels. Girl, I would be dead. So are you taller than your husband, or? Oh yeah, khakis, no, they don't give at all. I'm not really that quick to I don't like a lot of spandex clothes. I know that for individuals that travel and all that, those are really good. But I guess it's a psychological thing for me. Hey, Angela. Angela said it took a while for me to love my curves and not. Well, Angela, I think you're beautiful. Wow, Sandy. But I found that he's 5'9". Okay, he's 5'9". Okay, Sandy said her husband is 5'9", so she can wear those 4-inch heels. I'm thinking, Liz, did you used to wear 4-inch heels? She's tall and wore heels too, and like I say, but I could never, no. I probably kill that ground. 3 inches is as good as is as tall as I'm gonna go. And I love heels. Now, don't get me wrong. I love heels, and very rarely do you see me without my heels. And if I am, you know, it's just, you know, I'm not working, and I'm not out speaking or anything. So I'll throw heels on, but around the house I'm flat and all, and that's about it. One other, share your video. Thanks. And above. Liz said, and above. Wow, Liz. Oh, wow. I don't know if you ladies heard the song that was playing when we first started, but we were playing Brick House, and I let it play a little bit longer because Liz was like, oh, let that play. How many of you remember that song? I thought that was so cool. Oh, he's 5'7". Okay. But wow. But yeah, finding clothes, and I think the other thing, as we're talking about our body image, we can also go into shoe size, because, you know, for me, I have a wide foot, and finding things that fit my shoe size is very difficult. You know, it's the same thing with the clothes, and finding that perfect fit, that thing that connects and just give you that flawless look. Just that long. It is a classic. Brick House is a classic, and I think for me with that song, it set the stage for the African American woman. It was just like one of those things that I remember, Sandy, and you may remember this here, when we used to catch the bus and going to school, and how Earl and all the football players would sit on the edge of the seat with their hand like this, and so as we're trying to get through the bus, they would be blocking us and things, and that song, and then somebody would break out with that song. So it was fun, but it was irritating with them at that particular time. So wow. Okay. Body images can contribute to many positive and negative psychological. Now this thing here by goodtherapy.org, they state that body image can contribute to many positive and negative psychological outcomes for young women. Do you feel that's true? Shout out and let me know, because I think when you're young, 10 and now a day, 10.5, these sizes are hard to find. Yes, those shoe sizes are very hard. I have when we had our workshop, there was a young lady that we met. She has creative shoes, and she specialized in larger sizes. Hey Sydney, Lord Liz, check who's hanging out with us this evening, Sydney. But she actually had specialized in larger shoes. So I would try to connect you with them. Fat feet in between sizes 7.5, and 8. Tiffany, I don't think that size is fat. I think that's like one of those, you can actually find great designer shoes that really looks good, and so you have more of a flexibility than like me and Liz. We have those issues. It's like, oh wow, there's no way. But chime in, ladies, on this one here. Body image can contribute to many positive and negative psychological outcomes. Do you find that to be true or not? You know, how much of an effect does it have? It also says that those who are comfortable with their bodies tend to have higher levels of self-esteem and care less about others' opinions about them. But the opposite is true for those with low self-esteem. And now that's what I was going to say. I don't think that, hey Tracy, I don't think that we have those with, you know, like someone like me, I don't have a self-esteem issue. Hey Sid. You know, yeah, I don't have a self-esteem issue about my body, and I have learned to embrace it. Oh, Liz said yes, it does. Yeah, I was thinking that it would be when you're younger, but we still have that major problem now, is what you're saying? Okay. Hey, Mika. Oh, hey, Jackie. Oh, wow. So chime in, but okay, to what degree are we having the psychological issues? Are we having psychological issues to what is it self-induced? See, it says big boob and don't care you like them or not. Well, I think the men will love them, see it. I think they'll love them. Yes, negative body images make someone hate. Yeah, yes for me. So, it's the way that they carry themselves in their clothes. Most of the younger dress like they go into the pool. Yeah, yeah. And more, you know, more trashy than classy. Yeah, I agree with you, Sandy, on that one as well. And to me, the way we dress really says a lot about our self-esteem. And I remember back when I used to club and wear the little short dresses and things, and I know that's a trend and we go through it, but I've noticed that some individuals, your clothing tells a story, I guess is the way that I'll put it. It's more like, if, yeah, I agree. I would want to be comfortable also. But some stories, like if someone has been abused and you watch and you see them, then you'll know by the way that they dress that there was a problem. But for some of us, it can be very self-inducive. So being very careful with how you dress is very important too, because we do live in a society where people are not so nice, and so they perceive you to be a particular way even though you may not be that way. So yep, that's one of them. So I think I'm almost out of notes. And so, but back to the young lady that I was talking to, I think what was so amazing about her is that I had a conversation with her previously, and in having that conversation, we both were comparing notes. How we as women do. We get together and we talk and we compare notes and sharing what works. And to me, and as the more it seemed like I was complimenting her, the more she pointed out those negatives. I would say something positive and she would say, yeah, but. And then I was like, but, for me, I'm thinking, but have you, and I know you can't see yourself other than in that mirror, but when you go through and put all of these things on, and I think that's why I'm always pointing out about in workshops about the mask, the identity, who you are. When you're constantly putting on more and more things, when will that be enough? When will you ever be enough for yourself? Not for the society, not for society. When will you ever be enough? When will you ever be beautiful? When will you ever allow that beauty to shine through? That is amazing. It can be one of those detrimental things. We love to dress up. We started out as children dressing up and walking around in heels, or I know I used to wear my mother's wigs, or I talked about the wig and put it on a stick. And then I laugh at her. But just little bitty things to accent who we are. It's that inner beauty. Even when we go to the beauty salon or go get a facial, get our feet done, those are great pampering moments that we need. But what if you're going too far and it's just blowing you out? Just say, for instance, like the new body thing that I'm noticing that my daughters are sharing with me are the eyebrows. Sandy, have you seen that? The eyebrows, and the eyebrows have the squiggly lines and the lips, or I still want to know how they make those lips like that. It's very interesting that people are going to that extent. So I guess the question that I am, because I'm looking at, is how far do we go? Is that too much? How far? When is too much? When is it too much, and when is it not enough? You know, I don't know. It's quite interesting. That's a mess. Yeah, it is a hot mess. I see. Yeah, it's crazy. I seen one where now they are taking the eyebrows and making them into feathers. It's like they're split, and you know, with a brush, and some's up, some down, and it is interesting. It's crazy, and it's like all of your beauty is just being totally and completely removed. And yeah, I do two-tone lip colors. Yeah, I mix mine. I generally try to mix to accent like maybe a color that I'm wearing with my lipstick, but not what I'm thinking. If you haven't seen, I'm going to share it when I get an opportunity on my page. But the young lady's lips are like somebody's put a suction hose to their lips, and it has these waves, pivotal waves around in the entire mouth, and I'm like, wow, that has got to hurt. So it's quite interesting. Yeah, I think it's too much as well. I think it's too much. Yes, they do need to stop. They do need to stop. I'm waiting to cut, you know, and I'm hoping that, you know, I'm waiting to see someone really up close and personal, but I hope I don't be, you know, like, what? You know, I hope I can control this mouth, and I hope I can control my facial expression, because, you know, yeah, that is ugly. You know, I hope I can control all of that, because that would be, I think it would be a little scary to see that. But so basically I'm thinking that, yes, we do have personal problems with the way that our body is at times, but have you come to love your body? You know, have you come to love what is there? And I don't think that we ever become be totally and completely comfortable. Somebody say, I can't see because my thing isn't coming up, but somebody say, if I see someone, I'll Facebook them. You know what? Every time I try to Facebook something, by the time I get there, the moment is gone. So I miss out. I'm a little slow. I need to have those quick hands like our children. I'm still working on that. And now back to, I don't know. I think that's about it. Yeah. I am so interesting. This is such an interesting topic. I'm so thankful that you guys came to join me on it and talking about it. It gave me a lot to think about, and a lot to look forward to. But hey, check this out. I wanted to yeah, I love me too. I love the whole package. But I also want to point out to you guys that for those of you who are in Alabama, I will be on radio with Pastor Kenny Glasgow in the morning. I think we said 8:35 your time. We'll be on there, 9:35 mine. So listen out to that. We're going to be talking about a community event that he has coming up. He and I had a very long conversation this morning. Also, Rediscover Me has our workshop that is scheduled for October 28th, and so we want to let you guys know that. Sandy, I definitely would like to get some stuff inside your church. And we're also planning, what else? We're putting together a new workshop for Columbia, and I'm gonna tell you, ladies, for those who came to the workshop, those who were not able to come to the workshop, we had a blast, and several people were still asking for another event, and so this is what we're working on. Have you ever played the game or played with the toy, the Rubik's Cube? If you've played with that game, then you know the main thing with that game is you have to align colors on each side in order to beat the Rubik's Cube. Well, we are putting together an exercise that is going to be like a human Rubik's Cube. And so I will definitely let you know. We'll be posting on it. We know it'll be exciting. It's going to be similar to, it's going to be just as exciting as the a seat at the table, but right now we're working out all of the logistics, trying to get everything organized so that way whenever we do present it, it will be as effective as touching mind, body, spirit, and soul. So it has to be within that whole entire format. And so like I said, that is coming up. That is being put together. The workshop is coming up, and the interview is tomorrow. And so Rediscover Me is just growing a little bit. It's growing a little bit, and we're very proud of where we're at. Hey, Queen, love you. You know, I'm very proud of where we're at, proud of what we're doing, and proud that, and not proud, but extremely thankful that you ladies, number one, join in, that you share, you talk about what we're doing. You very engaging, and I mean the outpouring of support is phenomenal, and I can't thank you enough. So if you, as you're talking to individuals, if you have any questions or anything, hey, feel free to inbox me, send me a message. Majority of you have my phone number. We definitely love to talk to you about the things that we're doing, and we're in these activities. The one thing that we have came across is that we're finding more and more how in need what we do. Women need so much of it, because there's a young lady that participated last year. And I want to tell this quick story and I'm going to get off. But this particular lady contacted us. Well, she was participating in the workshop, and I kept noticing her, but she was very quiet. And so hey, Loretta. Hey, Loretta. But the lady popped in, and she as she was in the workshop, she kept being very quiet. And so I just watched her, but never really had that personal conversation. And so there was a lady that's a part of my Toastmasters club. She called me one night to ask me about things within the club, and she told me a long story, a personal story about her past and how she was raped and abused, and this was in the military here at Fort Jackson. And she shares her story, so it's okay for me to share that story. But she just told me a long story, and it was just so intense, and I was sitting up there like, you know, but she didn't know I was like this over the phone. I was just like, wow. And then at the end of it, she said, Juanita, I don't know why I felt the need to tell you my story, but I felt like you needed to know it. And I told her, I was like, I thanked her. I said, thank you so much for trusting me with your story, and I appreciate it. And she said again, I don't know why. And I just told her, I said, well, you know what? I believe that if God laid it on your heart to share your story with me, there's a purpose in it. Not knowing that the very next night I would get this long email from this very quiet person that was a part of my workshop. And the email was in sync with the story. And when she broke everything down in that email, I was still like, Lord, and connecting the two. So basically, she and I started emailing each other and talking about what she was going through, how she was going through it. And eventually I connected the two of them together, because I told her, I said, your situation is deeper than what I present, what I bring to the table. And so I connected the two of them, and they started a journey of helping her to find her self-esteem, who she was, and what was her purpose. And so now fast forwarding, I still stayed in contact. We still email. We still did projects together, and that was things on the back burner after the workshops in order to help her. Now, just recently, I had the opportunity to see her, and the person from 2016 to the person that is 2017 was a major transformation. And I give God all the glory, because, you know, when you go through something, and I think this is why, you know, talking about our body images and how we view ourselves, it plays a major factor in where we're at in our life, because, you know, life is hard, and we go through so many different things, and in the midst of going through all of those things, we get hit with so many types of darts. We're trying to survive. We're trying to keep the family going. We, in the midst of all of that, you know, providing food, shelter, whatever their needs are, when we're busy doing all of those things, it's very hard, you know, eventually begin to be very hard to look at yourself and say, I'm beautiful. It's very hard to say, I have it going on. You know, so then we started adding the extra. But when you get through with all of that baggage, or when you come through these processes and you feel that you get to where you can look at the heart, look at the person, and see all of the accomplishments, the beauty, the strength, the wisdom, the knowledge, what you provide. These are the things that we do in our workshops with Rediscover Me. We give you, and I always say, I give you permission to be selfish. And we work very hard to make certain that when you participate in activities that we provide, that they're very engaging, that they're very, you know, it's going to challenge you to think about yourself and where you are and where you want to be. Because greater, that word keep popping in my head, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. You are the most important person in this world, and you have so much to offer to everyone. And we just want to try to pull that out. We just want you to experience that inner beauty and how your mind think, and how you can how those mental blockers can cause you to think less of yourself. So I leave this with you today. Every day, challenge yourself to, number one, verbally state how beautiful you are. And number two, I challenge you every day to do one thing for yourself. In the midst of doing everything for everybody else, lifting everybody else up, making certain that their world flows, do one thing for yourself. I don't care what it is. If it is the nails, go get the nails done. If that makes you feel a little bit better, do it. You know, if it's the makeup, do it. You know, and I also challenge you, even though I don't want to do this one, take care of your inner me. Eat healthy, exercise, do whatever you need to do to get you to where you are the best person that you can be. And the final part of it, read something positive. Read something positive. We are bombarded through social media, and I do spend a lot of time on it. I'm learning to embrace it, but I've embraced it through the positive mode, not a negative one. So embrace something positive. And then the last one, the very last one that I'm going to leave with you ladies, is to do something for somebody that you don't know. Do something positive for somebody that you do not know. And what you are going to find is that all of these rewards are going to strengthen you. They're going to build you up, and they are going to bless you in so many ways. I promise you. I thank you so much for joining Rediscover Me and engaging, listening to my conversation about your body image, a blessing or a curse, and dancing to the Commodores. It's been a great night. Remember that to be positive, to encourage someone, and be respectful. And remember that our Heavenly Father loves you, and so do I. Good night, everybody.